ideas. They have all this fancy art and all this liberal talking points. You know, CBD, kratom, everything. But let's go. There's Texas written everywhere. There's a star of fucking Lucifer. I don't know. But I want you to see how ridiculous UT is. It's because of the safe horns. This bunch of Karens and Kens. They're out. They've been making it hard for people to walk through down the common sidewalk. People of color, people with disabilities, people that are unsheltered, and so they don't want anybody sitting down, anybody selling art, playing guitar, anybody doing anything that Austin's known for, because this is not Austin. This is now Californicator. No loitering. Property of Texas. What does that word mean? What does that word mean? Loitering. Yeah, trying to get the echo to go in here. There's a lot of echo over here. Woo! I bet it's a good place to play music too. I don't know what this covering is. It's some weird, I guess it's, I don't know what it is. It's not a paint, because it's some kind of fabric covering. Weird. Hard fabric. So here's somebody loitering. This corporation here is loitering. They're loitering, trying to get you to put your credit card right there, put your phone right there, get the app, do it. So this is loitering. Scooters are okay. Cool people are not okay. Just not in Austin anymore. We're across from University of Texas, Moody College of Communications. Nothing going on here. Just empty, dead, dark space. And a post and some graffiti. Here's a sticker. Oh no, you better find that snail. So yeah, the UT police, Austin police, DPS, how's it going? They all come down here and make sure nobody can rest. Not even if you're in a wheelchair. You can't even sit down in your own wheelchair without getting arrested. But these scooters are fine. These damn Uber scooter lime things, junk, scooter trash is fine. Human beings and cool people aren't. But they want to praise people like, oh no, I'm forgetting his name. Daniel, the hi, how are you guy? They want to, his name will come to me. They want to like praise people like that and have a day for them, preserve their art, music, but they don't really protect people that have differing needs, whether it's neurodivergency, whether they're disabled, whether they're paraplegic, whatever. University of Texas is the most white supremacist college in all of Texas, as far as I can tell. They have bleaching events, probably still to this day, where the new students come in and they throw bleach on them from a balcony. The white students do. There's a lot of diversity here, but it's still the most white supremacist place.
Say no. Have a great day, sir.
How's it going?
I'm doing good, man. You have a great day.
You got any Gatorade?
I don't have any Gatorade. I got some inspiration. You have a great day today.
Got any ketamine?
Oh, man, no.
What is Trump doing now?
How that work?
What's Trump on? What's Adderall? Yeah.
That's what you want, right?
That's what I need. Whatever he's on, yeah. That'll fix it. West Campus ambassadors. So they're the ones that enforce those loitering laws and all that nonsense. And so I spent, 20 some odd years on and off the streets from across Texas, okay? Not just in Austin, but a lot of it, most of it in Austin. And I know a little bit about the police oppression. They'll shoot your dog. They'll call the police. Everyone's a cop. Everybody wants to tell people they can't be out here. Howdy. And but look, short and sweet. Love on tour. Sabrina. Get in there. So some more graffiti. More graffiti. I like this wasabi here. Wasabi! Kitty cats, rainbows, all that. But in actuality, they've got multiple layers of security that will kill you. They have, from the Karen and the Kens that safe horns and everyone that follows them in their fascist police state enterprise of creating a fake monopoly board on UT campus and off UT campus. We're not even on UT campus. This is not UT Police's jurisdiction. According to their own website, go up to University of Texas, look at police, look at they say their jurisdiction is on campus only. I'm sorry. So over there is a church. Behind there is UT. So this is across the street. Here's the Space 2420. They got different businesses. They used to have a little pizza by the Dollar Pizza or something here, I think. Maybe not. There used to be a pizza place there. Dollar Pizza might still be around. But all these businesses go out, you know, they celebrate Pride, but if you're LGBTQIA plus, you know what I'm saying, LGBTQIA plus, then I heard a new acronym and it's messing me up. Plus, then you can get targeted, but we don't know if these are LGBT or not. We don't know if these are queer limes or not, but they're fine. But if they were human beings, there's a good 20 of them lined up that no one's using here. And there's a piece of city trash cone here. It's probably supposed to be on this thing to keep people from tripping, but hey, whatever. The city doesn't fix nothing. The city and the UT are racist. And because they're racist, they're full of fraud, waste, and abuse. They spend more money attacking people than they do helping and educating people. They do more harm by the spread of hate speech against poor people who aren't hurting anybody, by the way. They do more harm like that than they do the free Bible course. I mean, I could give them 5 seconds, but I don't think I want to. See, all the art, all that stuff, but they don't really want to talk about real oppression. So you see how it's kind of sanitized here. Everyone wants to just see empty streets where there's no business and nothing going on because they've chased all the minorities and all the people that whatever, all the normal people, the cool people out, and all the ritzy, yuppie, Botox, Zionist people come out. Children of the Freemasons, children of the corn, they come out and they're given carte blanche out here to do whatever they want. Carte blanche. Nobody will probably want to talk about it. I don't blame them. I'm thinking about doing a man on the streets right now. I was just going to do that simple little video about how ridiculous the law is, that they literally have a corporation that's loitering without a permit on that property, but they won't let a human being sit when they're not loitering. Loitering, okay, I'm sorry, the definition of loitering, I need to slow down. The definition of loitering under the law is stopping or doing something, hanging out in order to sell something. It has to do with commerce. So if you're trying to sell something and they don't want to have loitering, sales, soliciting and loitering are similar in the law. So Wingstop, Potbelly, I think Potbelly's unique here. Wingstop is not. Happy Clouds, is this Happy Clouds? No, what is this? Oh, it is Happy Clouds. There's a bunch of Happy Clouds. They're taking over the space that Oat Willie's had because Planet K already destroyed Onward Through the Fog. But if you look at the sidewalk here, they haven't spent any time, even the paint is worn out. The roads are, everything's just dilapidated. They just threw some asphalt in there inside the concrete rather than putting a new block in. So, I mean, you could trip and fall. It's not ADA accessible. There's a big old hole. You want to get stuck in that on your walker or your grandma's walker or your grandma's wheelchair. Got some vending out here. You gotta have a permit. Hey, how's it going?
Okay.
I like it. Are those guitar strings? No?
I know what you mean.
I've seen those before, the guitar string ones.
Yeah.
I made this.
Oh.
It's not much, but I make it. Malachite. I like your artwork and this other stuff. They make you have a permit now to be here, right? 2 permit?
You gotta have a tax license.
Market permit. So what about for like street artists and normal people? Just screwed, right? What about Old Austin? It's gone, huh? Yeah, that's what I'm kind of talking about. I'm gonna see what kind of permit Jesus has. Hi. Morning. You're with the Jehovah's Witnesses?
Yes, sir.
They still have Jesus, right? It's Jehovah's
Oh,
Witnesses.
sure. Yes.
Says, do they make y'all have a permit to be here?
We don't need a permit.
You don't need a permit. Okay. So Jesus doesn't have a permit, but everybody else, like I would need a permit, right? I would need a permit.
I couldn't tell you.
But Jesus is in all of us, right? Regardless of your religion, if you're Christian, you believe Jesus is in all of us, right?
Well, I believe he's in heaven. Right
He's in
now,
heaven?
this moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
When's he coming home?
Well,
Saturday, the National Guard's gonna kill people.
yeah, we're not going to be
Right here in Austin. I'll be there. It might kill me. Jesus will come out of me. But like, Jesus should have to have a permit, I feel like. Especially if it's not an approved, like, yeah, I mean, we can't just have everybody willy-nilly come in here without a permit unless all of us are going to be free. You know what I mean? If Jesus wanted us to be free, I think y'all should spend some time praying that we have no more permits for our freedoms. No more racism for our freedoms. No more white supremacy and Nazi culture for our freedoms. Like, we need like more. We need less praying, and we actually need more action. And so I think that's in the Bible as well. Action's not words.
We pray for God's kingdom, right?
Yeah.
So God's kingdom is going to get rid of all these problems that we're having on earth.
By noon or what? By what time? What time? We've been waiting. We're dying.
Yeah.
So God, if it's in all God's plan, why do we have to suffer? That's an evil God if we have to suffer.
Because there's a lot of issues at hand here
That He's all powerful. Fix it.
You can have. He will.
It's like you got a plumber at your house and he never fixes the sink. Like, get to work. Like, he needs to get a degree in being God.
Well,
Yeah, but-
you know, like in a court case, they look at all the evidence, right?
Yeah, I know, of
They
course.
don't just look at a portion. They don't look at part of the evidence. They wait until all the information comes in, and then, like Supreme Court, for example,
Yeah.
they look at all the evidence, and then they make a decision. And that decision is like a landmark decision. So they can go back to that point and say no.
Or destroy it like Roe versus Wade.
So they
Yeah.
can say that we've already made this decision, right? And it stands for all time.
What?
And so
To be oppressed because because people hung Jesus.
So the point is that God is allowing man to try everything in his power, right? To rule mankind, or to be in the kingdom of God. And so then the time comes and he says, okay, we've got all the evidence. You failed and you're a devil. Now you're going to do it my way. And it's similar to it like a Supreme
Like
Court.
beating a dog, just kick this shit out of the dog. The problem is the dog bites back and the dog doesn't appreciate the oppression. So the problem is the damage that God is doing under his management. He's a poor manager. He's an absentee landlord. The problem is the oppression that I've personally felt in Austin because of the fucking police state that won't let me do art here, play music. That's my problem, is that's an evil God. And I will never worship an evil God. My God must be above your God, so we must be polytheistic. We must be poly, because you don't believe in the Buddhist God, you don't believe in the Muslim God, you don't believe in the Jesuit God, the Christian God, the Protestant God, you believe in the Jehovah's Witness God. That's multiple gods. So we're polytheistic like the Greeks. I mean, that was in the Old Testament. I mean, in the New Testament, he said the old God's dead, right? Now the Old Testament God was dead, right? Now we got the New Testament God. One of them flooded everybody. I guess I'm still have genetic trauma from that, from everybody being flooded. But at least I lived, right? We lived. I mean, something.
Yeah, you and I are related.
Yeah, we're related. We had the same mom and dad, like all that. Might have been two dads. We don't know. I don't think Noah really covered that very well. There was like what, a couple people left? Like 8 people. That's not good genetics. They got outbreeds. I mean, look what happened to the Royals. Start bleeding out. But yeah, I just wanted to say that everybody should have a permit or nobody should have a permit. And I think that the religion should be taxed at this point. If you're profiting while there's people on the streets that are homeless, like I've been, then you know that there's some group of monkeys hoarding and there's a group of monkeys without. The group of monkeys hoarding are not the heroes. They're the villains.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You know,
So, I mean, you know, even like our website, right here, jw.org, where there's an article on today on the cover page. Is religion just another big business? What do you think about that?
I mean, they're getting a tax write-off, just like Elon. They make as much money as Elon.
Sure.
And there's been all these religious people that are pedophiles and rapists and all sorts of stuff. It's actually not, it's beyond the normal scope of the normal percentages for people.
You don't approve of those things, is that right?
I really think that the Christians, what's it called down here? The hell are they called? The Scientologists, and y'all should have debates. I think that the cult should have a debate because established religion's already been there. We don't need a new one.
Do you approve the conduct of these people, these religious leaders?
No, and that's why I'm not religious.
So, so if you were, if someone were misrepresenting you, would they have your approval?
I mean, if I was a cop, yeah. Cops do it. Cops do it. A lot of people with power do it. They're
being misrepresented, lied, slandered. Yeah. If you were being lied,
I am. They say I'm illegal, and I was here first.
So you don't approve of that?
I don't approve of a lot of things. But God apparently is okay with it because he hasn't reflooded the land and he lets MAGA continue. And right now, we got the army coming to the Capitol on Saturday.
He's allowing these things to continue.
Yeah, like and he's creating hurricanes and tornadoes and earthquakes. He's the creator, right? He's the creator, right? It's got a master plan, right? When your family member dies and the pastor comes, well, it's in God's master plan, right? All of this destruction is the master plan. So there is some talk that the God that we worship was pronounced differently, and it was actually an evil Lord that would kill people. So that we broke off into like a type of Satanism. Then we look in the 1900s for prosperity preaching from like the Joel Osteen. That started by Luciferians that said that you could manifest your destiny by surrounding yourself by certain things. And that's the same way he says, if you think nice things, God's going to make you rich. So it looks to me like Lucifer and the church are closely connected, not diametrically opposed. They're like frenemies. But I'm Buddhist, so I don't care. Y'all do whatever. But the holy war that's going on right now is because of these religions. That's why we're about to go to World War III. We're about to vaporize in a bunch of radioactive dust because people are fighting over oil and religion. And they're all closely connected. And power and white power. And Botox in all the Israelis' faces because they got the rich.
But you know the true religion could unify nations. Do you agree?
I mean, I think that it's divided us. So it's hard to say after all the time that we've given the religions to unify us. I mean, it didn't really do good things for India and Pakistan. Kashmir should go nuclear too. So like, I think that there's Hindi and mostly Hindi and Muslims, and that's what Gandhi failed with his peaceful action. Is he divided a country, and he didn't take a stand for Muslims, and then they had to break off into a whole different country, and they're both nuclear. So, and they're fighting right now over Kashmir, which they've been fighting over, and it's not because of Led Zeppelin. I know you think it's because of Led Zeppelin, you know, no, but it's not. Anyways, y'all have a good time. I'm gonna go trash Stephen F. Austin. He's a slave owner right here. I got a church right down the street. Look at that. There's a slave owner right there. This man, Stephen F. Austin, this man, he's got a Palestinian watermelon there. He didn't give a shit about Palestinians. He might care about armadillos, but he didn't care about you. Armadillos, whatever. Stephen F. Austin was the king of slavers in Texas. He was a king. He killed so many black people in the name of white power. He was a slaver. He was a land thief. He invaded somebody else's land. He's got this settler colonizer mentality. Comes from, I believe he came from Tennessee, one of the eye gouging, biting, you know, inbreds out there from back in those days. Jim Bowie, all of them. Not David Bowie. David Bowie's probably just a Zionist. But anyhow, so hopefully it's not. See, here's a guy busking and asking for change because this is traditional Austin. and they got a cloud over them, raining on them. This looks like Willie Nelson, and it says spare change. But you got to have a permit to do that here. There's Oat Willie, who's now gone, been put out of business by Planet K, and these guys next door, Happy Clouds. This is more representative of old Austin. You see the people hanging out. You see the people, sorry, it's all sideways. I guess I shouldn't do that. People skateboard and all that. There's an alligator. There's someone drunk at the shot bar. Someone with piercings. All these people aren't allowed down here. These people of color here, these kids, they're not allowed down here. But white people peddling fake Jesus for a cult can come down here without a permit and not be and solicit. They're soliciting their fake Jesus. That's okay, but don't tell your kids that Austin's full of slavers. Oh, look, Christ right there. I like your art stuff. Keep it up. Good energy. Jesus doesn't, the fake Jesus doesn't need a permit, basically. Good. We're good. That's old Austin over there. There's actually people of color, people, little kids, skateboarders, people with piercings. You know, none of that's allowed. It's all sanitized. It's just scooters now. Scooters and that.
Oh, it's the real people.
Yeah. Real people. I remember there used to be people all up in here. I've actually sold stuff in here without a permit. I've done it, but you know, if they're gonna come and bring like 12 levels of cop, you know, the ambassadors on down like these guys. I mean, you know, that's a bit. I don't know how much money they got. If they got a lot of money, I'm cool with it. I just want a federal lawsuit against the city. We'll see you later. Very nice. Very nice. So, some new permits for some new stuff to be built. Old Austin, dead. One person left, he says. One person. But it's only Thursday, I guess. Nobody's even stopping. People don't care. They want to go into these businesses. Well, this is the bookstore, so I guess they don't want to go. Some people want to go in there. I learned at the end of college that just don't get the books. Don't get the books. It's a waste of money. Study and cram with the A students. You'll get an A every time. See, they make it look like people of color are going to be allowed in here to put their app on for UFCU. UFCU had me thrown out of their business as a member. But it's really about Brenda Karen there. I lost the ambassador. He went into Sweet Green on the drag, something new. Chipotle, more big business. They're actually pretty good, but they're still a big business. So, still got the cracks in the road. Look at the size of this crack. You see the size of that crack? Yeah. You can't see it, but it's big. It's deep. There's rocks in it. Here's a walker here. This is the first person the police and the ambassadors will target, whoever's got this walker here. And this water bottle. There's a man inside, old man inside eating. Good. Yeah, it's these are all spaces where people would sit down, students would sit down, professors. There was a professor of UT that actually lived in an alley, I think in a dumpster, and he was trying to just audit what would happen to him if he was homeless, and he died, I believe. Hey Michael, you remember the UT professor that slept in a dumpster? It was a few years back, and he died, I think, but I don't exactly remember what he died of.
Yeah, I never heard about it.
Yeah, it was like seeing what kind of oppression he could deal with. You know, that was before we had downtown Austin Alliance, block by block. You're not block by block, right?
I am.
Oh, you are?
Yep.
How many different block by block faces do they have in Austin? They got the safety team, the ambassadors, the I'm calling the police on you.
So we have Downtown Alliance, we have West Campus Ambassadors. Those are our two sister contracts. We don't have any other ones in Austin that I'm aware of.
Oh, so block by block's national though, right?
Yes.
They're in like over 30 major cities?
Yes.
I mean, I lost count. Last time I heard it was like 32, but that was a few years ago, so.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the current time is up to.
So what's the end goal? To just not see poor people ever? To have them in jail, or to hoard the money for the contract and the employees and not give the money back to the people that are being oppressed? Like, is it like an elimination campaign?
That's beyond my pay grade.
Yeah. You know Raisin?
Raisin.
Raisin, she calls herself Raisin. She's one of the supervisors downtown at Republic Square. But she's not a supervisor. She's some kind of organizer. She sells like event space to like Ford. Yeah, I protested her. She got mad at me. Of course, protested Ford actually, but her work, because they put up. So there's homeless people in Austin, right?
Yes.
Okay, and mainly you don't see any on the drag because you guys have run them out, right?
We don't. So there are a fair number of unsheltered who live on the drag.
Yeah,
still.
It's always been a place for art and music and busking, and now it's not. And so y'all sanitize it, right?
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, what do you?
Well, if you have any specific questions, you should reach out to our media department.
No. I do it through lawsuit. I want to know how much money Block by Block has so that I can go ahead and file a suit, and that others can file a suit, because, like, you know, that's the work of justice. That's the work of the American people. You know, this Daniel guy over here, y'all would have ran him off back if y'all were back then. This Daniel that we got the whole art from. All right, have a good day. See you around. Yeah, this Daniel guy right here. The hi, how are you guy? Why can't I remember his last name? Anyways, there's just this one wall left of his art, and it was iconic because he died, and I'm still alive. I'm an artist, and I can't go anywhere without a permit, and everyone's pay grade's too low, but they still do the work. They'll still take the pay even. So basically, you don't have to have a conscience if you can sell out the people. Basically, that's how this works. And I just want to be honest. I don't mind the honesty. I like that the MAGA troop is all against people of color and people with brown eyes now. I like that people are open about their Nazi racist beliefs. I like that some people are left alone, but others, it's just a matter of time. So if there becomes to a bunch of people playing guitar down here, playing drums, a bunch of people selling jewelry and art and crystals again, like I've done plenty of that, trust me. I've done it from here all the way down to SoCo, South Congress. We didn't call it SoCo, but whatever. This has been the drag here, and then not the Guad, but the drag, because it's the University of Texas. Big old building. Look at all that money. Money. Most of the rooms are empty. They don't, there's lots of empty buildings, lots of empty homes. The city's putting up plenty more new stuff because, not really the city, permitted by developers, because they're just banking on Austin on this hyper development, which is driving up prices, not lowering them. They're not going lower. I don't know if you knew that. If you're coming from California and you thought you left the inflation, you came here and created it. It followed you like a brown recluse, you know, in a box in the back of your closet. So this place right here, see, this guy's got to walk, that ambassador's got to walk the whole block looking for people he can call the police on or harass. There's Noodles and More. This place, they used to have another name, but they're like, oh, they got some good food here. Anyways, I'm not sure what's going on. That's the food trailer there. Yeah, so what was I gonna say? They give out free food to the streets sometimes. This looks like mint right here. Is this mint? Yeah, that's mint right there. Mint. Somebody's growing mint. Mint is easy to grow. There's a whole bunch of it over here. Mint is really easy to grow. It smells like either peppermint or chocolate mint. I get them mixed up. Mint. It just doesn't do good in the heat. Well, it doesn't do good in the cold, but it's not too hot, not too cold. Just give it some shade. It'll spread out and take over. It can be invasive even. And it's all good. You can make tea. You can put it in your food. can put it in your salad. You can give it to your lizards. It's antimicrobial and anti-parasitic.
Training the way that it has been set up.
So people are all worried about their lives, but they're not worried about people. What about scooter lives? Scooter lives matter? They displace people for these scooters. Scooter lives matter or what? Hello, scooters. Hello, scooters. How many scooters is that?
Good day. Have a great day, sir.
All right, free the people.
Yeah, have a good day.
Free the people. They gotta get these scooters out of here. They displace people. No scooters. Scooter lives don't matter. So they'll kiss ass, but like when you're laying there tired, you've been kicked around by the cops, you just got out of the hospital, got out of jail, whatever, they're gonna be the first people to come after you. Let's see what it says. What does it say?
The walk sign is on the cross Martin Luther King.
Hear that? Guadalupe. That is not how you say that. I'm not saying that. I've never said that. But it's Guadalupe. 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 Something like that. Another security guard. There's so many security guards. That just happens to be a skinhead security guard. There's so many levels of security. You heard Block by Block just tell me, the ambassadors, that they got so many levels of block by block oppression in Austin that they don't even know the contracts. He couldn't even tell me. At least he talked to me. They have me on their app. So they have an app that they track homeless people by, or people that they don't like, including me. I fit both things. There's my paycheck. My paycheck. Anyway, so I'm on their app twice by two different people on two different occasions, working for Downtown Austin Alliance. They have me down as do not contact, do not approach. I don't blame them. I wouldn't approach me either. If I was doing something wrong, oppressing people, look at all the graffiti. If I was oppressing people, this is all destruction area. There was buildings here, they took it all down. You know, then we're heading to this court that's pretty new, the family court, where they steal people's children. There's all the tree work the city just left here. They got some, oh no, it's probably the construction people. I don't know who it is. Somebody did some tree work here and threw all the trees over here, and they've just been dying here. The leaves are gonna eventually fall off and get into the storm drains, clog up the works. Yeah, so they take people's kids here. I've seen their work. They do some the judges in here do some shoddy work, and they target people, and including fathers, including mothers, take their children. Watch out. They take their children and they give them to CPS, they give them to pedophiles, pedophile judges get to use them. They do child trafficking here. There's plenty of people talking about it. I don't know if you heard. And then we got this doorway. Where does it go, do you think? Where does it go? Whoa, there it is. William B. Travis, it says. – 1945, the apartment building, which is gone. So now it's this racketeering center of injustice. These courts are a joke. I mean, I want to say that there's justice. I just got justice in one of my federal cases, but like the injustice outweighs the justice that I got. So, yeah, you know, I am not satisfied with the amount of justice I've gotten, and I'm not satisfied with the way that the city's attorneys lie and that the police lie, and they all cover for themselves and say that that they didn't know that I record, they didn't know that I released to the public, they didn't know I'm a member of the press, they didn't know any of that when they took my stuff every time, over a dozen times. And those seizures are illegal under the federal law because I'm press. You have to get a subpoena. Sorry, that's privacy. Hey y'all, it's the Privacy Protection Act of 1980. Yeah, this place is a joke. Not even a good joke. They should just put a Klan hat on that shit. More stuff that's broken. I mean, this is all facade. It's not even well-built construction. It's fancy, but it's just show. There's another one. There's a whole bunch of them out here. Oh, that's FedEx. Never mind. I thought it was one of those guys. Whatever. So I'm just walking downtown now. I don't want to walk around UT. I don't care what they do. I really want to do a man on the streets there. You see this? This is all a slipping hazard. If you're on a bicycle or a scooter, you wipe out right there. Go into traffic, cause more people to be injured or whatever. There's a UT administration building. We know UT's full of, they're supporting the war. They're supporting Raytheon and other corporations. They were also part of the Wuhan labs that supposedly created COVID. That was UT's hired contractor security, Allied Barton or one of those. Here's the Texas, no, this isn't it. Texas Chili Parlor is over here somewhere. And there's I think this used to be the chili parlor, the clay pit. There's underground tunnels that reportedly go to the Senate. They go to the legislature to traffic the children. That's literally what I've been told the whole time I've been here in Austin. Do I have proof? No. But, you know, who do you believe? Your government or the people? That's how I am. My gut says there's either that's it or that's a diversion from where it really is. That's what my gut tells me, and I go with my gut. This is not how you treat trees, by the way. They can't live well that way. They need soil, and they need what do they call it? Aerated soil. You know what I'm talking about. A lot of walking today. I guess we're doing a long video. It's supposed to be a short video. You want to see someone that's free? This bird and all the scooters are free. This bird can do whatever. The cops don't mess with them. Downtown Austin Alliance chases them off every day, every night, with lasers and clappers and shot air guns or some kind of things. It's like war against grackles, especially. Here's a big old empty space where also people aren't allowed. I don't know why I'm so zoomed in. Zoom out, stupid thing. Man, I might have to get off YouTube if they don't fix their damn apps. Ugh, only so much. This is the Attorney General's buildings, also trafficking children. Also supporting Greg Abbott's Nazi regime, Trump's Nazi regime. Lots of shout outs from Trump to Ken Paxton, who's been indicted for racketeering and embezzlement and every fucking thing else. Fiduciary fraud, financial fraud. They're just, okay, I don't know if you know anything about, after the Civil War, people came down from the north and were known as carpetbaggers. And what they would do is they would just pilfer. They would just pilfer land. They would rape, pillage, and plunder and fill their coffers. And that's where most of the rich people come from today. They come from legacy money, from money that was stolen from others. The same thing happened when the Spaniards and French and others came here. They stole the gold from the Incas, the Mayans. They stole billions of dollars in gold, and that's where their wealth came from. That's where the wealth of their kings and everything. UT's always under construction. They've always got money for construction, all this stuff. And all these scooters just every freaking where. Excuse me, ma'am. Look at this ridiculousness. Always have money for construction. All this extra bicycle parking. It's a school day, right? They're below ground lighting for their underground systems. The Robert B. Rawling Hall. It's a big old thing. AT&T Conference Center. This is where they had the Peaceful Streets Police Accountability, what do you call it, convention? Years ago, I came. It's where I met one of the Chicago Five. I met the guy that wrote Rise of the Warrior Cop book. I met, you know, all the Peaceful Streets people were there. Peaceful Streets Project people. And we rented this whole freaking building out. Had a convention here. It was pretty nice. Or they did. I mean, I say we because I was volunteering with the group, and I was meant to speak, but I think, yeah, I got to speak a little bit. Yeah. I wanted to speak at the bigger conference about puppycide, but it wasn't the topic people wanted to talk about, I guess. Nobody wants to talk about the animals. Nobody wants to talk about the animals. Animal rights. Well, people are animals too, so if animals don't have rights, guess who doesn't have rights also? Lady. Just UT admins driving around, texting and driving. Sidewalk closed here. There is no sidewalk. I smell gas. Not like diesel, more like natural gas over here. Been smelling it for a while. The wind's coming this direction. Hope everything's gonna be all right. See, they're gonna build this giant thing, the Miriam Bulua Mulva giant freaking hall. Funded with generous support from our early investors and foundational supporters, including Raytheon and others. Perkins and Will, UT Planning Design, and Austin Commercial. Everything is walled off and fenced up, and all of Austin's becoming just this big cage, this big animal cage. Keeps some animals out and some in. You know, the wall was built to keep some animals in the United States.
I was real stressed out about my car at 9 a.m.
It's to keep you here. Keep you here. That's what the wall was built for. The Great Wall of America. This not over to Canada for some reason yet. Canadians are allowed to come across the border, no problem. Yeah, I guess it's the melanin level. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I do know, but I don't think you know. You may not know. Not intelligence like butter on warm bread. It doesn't always end up evenly spread. Colorado's rising up. They're rising up in Denver, San Antonio, Houston, Dallas, LA, of course. I think LA led the charge, but like, there's been a lot of struggle, a lot of people trying to rise up and to petition their government for a redress of grievances when the courts and the system has totally failed you and it's life or death, and the government has declared war on you, and the University of Texas has declared war on you, sometimes you gotta stand up. Sometimes you gotta stand up. Just to let you know, there's been protest posters around UT for oh shit, it's coming up. I forget what it was. Maybe they're old posters, now that I think about it. I took some screenshots. Poor tree. Lost 2 of his arms. Big tall towers in the sky. Big. Smells like team spirit. Football is more important in people's lives, more important than taking care of the poor and the orphans. When voting is more important than taking care of doing action. When protesting is more important than doing action. We got to rethink it. Cut the corner here. Thought I'd walk around a little bit today. I don't know why I'm live streaming other than just to tell you what's going on in Austin at the street level, where they destroy buildings and leave up one wall for an autistic artist that died. They leave one. How high are you? Hi, how are you? That's what I meant. They left one wall. So I'll talk to somebody here. I did talk to a few people. I talked to the Jehovah's Witness people and told them they should be taxed and that they're not a religion, they're a cult. Here's the Church of Scientology here. What is it called? What do they call themselves? Scientologists? No, it's the Church of Science. What do they call themselves? Ugh, they're ridiculous. They're a ridiculous cult also. I think the Jehovah's Witnesses and the Scientologists should just have a battle to the death. And maybe they'll both disappear. I'm just tired of them. I mean, it's not science, it's Dianetics. It's just L. Ron Hubbard's joke. It's not real.
If nothing else.
There's UT police right there. Cruising. That's what I thought. This is a public sidewalk. We're still not on UT campus. We're on the public sidewalk. But the campus itself is public property as well. So there is no private property at UT Austin. Except for maybe the offices would maybe have some privacy, but they're still public. So like, that's still for debate. But this Church of Scientology crap right here, number one is, what is that symbol supposed to mean? Just slop. Not even good graffiti. But yeah, the Scientologists are a mess. Literal mess. They're a little mess. Look at all these scooters. Are y'all seeing this? Oh my goodness, the world is so topsy-turvy with scooters. They've narrowed the lanes for bikes. People are still on the sidewalks with the bikes, the scooters. Scooters have been seen on the highway, in the creeks, dumped in the creeks. Fairly sanitized. There's a cultist. Speaking of cults, the cults of UT, I bet. Oh, there's a bunch of young people who think they're going to UT, the most racist campus in all of Texas. I mean, if you want your kids to be racist, bring them to UT. You want to be classist, to hate the homeless, to target the homeless and spread lies about people, bring them here. I don't know where the fuck this is going. About to find out.
Now approaching Guadalupe at Dean Keaton. UT Dean Keaton Station. Transfer for downtown routes. Express 1. Transferencia para rutas. Rutas del centro. Rutas express.